Dance. Theater. Two worlds filled with creativity, self-expression, and passion. They both only have one desire in mind: to embrace their individuality and reveal themselves through their craft. But being able to make the moment come to life requires seats filled with a live audience. And as the red curtain comes down after the final bow, a new performer takes center stage.
COVID-19 has ravaged the American art scene as so many live events, from theater performances to musical festivals, have been canceled during these long months.
The coronavirus pandemic has left the performing arts industry empty, with 50% of the jobs in this industry lost. Cities like Los Angeles and Chicago taking the biggest hit. Despite the cancellations of over 95% of the shows in the nation, performers knew the show must go on. In the city of Woodland Hills, a new way of storytelling is underway. Welcome to Tom Dugan's Backyard Playhouse. Tom Dugan is an award-winning play director and producer with productions worldwide, most commonly known for his one-man shows. With the COVID-19 pandemic closing down in-person shows, Tom's Backyard is now his main stage. Props stacked on the side, ready for a theater production. So Tom, what compelled you to make a backyard production?
I'm a live theater kind of person. You could videotape it and then put it somewhere, but live theater loses an awful lot when it goes on camera. So I have this wonderful space here in my backyard, so I thought, gee, if I only invite 15 people, maybe people will come. I didn't know.
And that's exactly what Tom did, turning his backyard from this to this within hours, taking the audience through a 75-minute one-woman show inside the life of Jackie Kennedy. To ensure the safety of the guests, masks are mandatory and hand sanitizer is given at the entrance along with temperature checks. The guest attendance is a maximum of 15 people who are seated in socially distant ponds. But as long as there's a way to present the show with the live audience, nothing else matters.
It's much easier to keep your balance on a bicycle that's moving forward than one that's not moving at all. So I always have to keep moving as a human being, as an artist. And this is my way of moving forward. I mean, even if it was 5 people that I could safely put in this backyard, I'd probably still be doing it. Because as it turns out, when you strip it down, it really doesn't matter how many people are in the audience. It's just the experience itself.
Tom was able to bring his idea to life with the help of 2 very important people who, despite the pandemic, knew they had to be a part of this journey.
It's a way to give us our creative outlet. So Tom designed the set, but we got to build it for him. So, we get to break out all of our tools and handiwork and our engineering and whatever, and create that for him, and then he painted it.
And it's a way to get on top, because when the pandemic is over, we can go and say, hey, Fullerton, we're ready, can we come to your stage?
Tom's son, Miles Dugan, also sees the value of theater.
Theater is important, and just like how the late night shows have been going on and they started in their house, it's very important to distract people from all of the crap that we're going through right now. So it's a good escape.
All right, so we just received our press packet. I'm really excited. We have about 30 minutes left until the show, so we'll see. My nerves right now, I'm even nervous, and I haven't seen something like this before, so I'm really excited to see what a one-person show is going to look like. Just like myself, for some of the guests, a backyard production with only one actor is something they have never experienced before. Have you seen something like this before, a one-man or one-woman show?
No, I've never seen a one-woman show before, which is exciting.
No, I haven't either. I'm not a very big show person, and so for this to be one of my initial experiences of any shows of any kind is kind of exciting.
welcome to Dugan's Backyard Playhouse.
The play takes the audience through a roller coaster of emotions. You definitely feel what Jackie Kennedy feels, from anger
Daddy says, champions take risks, what the hell with what Daddy says,
to sadness, and of course laughter.
well, LBJ can suck my DIK.
By the end of the play, I lost track because of just how amazing it was.
I mean, it definitely fulfilled and exceeded any expectations that I had going into it. I know what a brilliant writer Mr. Dugan is, and so I was happy to see how that actually turned out. And I think this is definitely just the beginning of me getting started.
I mean, she was crazy. She was so good. That was amazing.
A project that began when the whole world closed gave Kate Hare a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I am currently in a place where I will not turn down acting work, so I was going to say yes because of that, but it was a genuinely great script, and it was fascinating, and it was more complicated than I had played in a while, and I really wanted the challenge. Luckily I met Tom, and I've had this to work on all year, so thank God this has kept me busy.
Tom and Kate and his whole production team have shown us that even during a pandemic, the show must go on. But can it still go on in the dance industry?
That's right, Kim. I'm out here at the San Pedro Ballet School, where dance is definitely possible even during a pandemic. All it takes is a leap of faith.
At the Art of San Pedro lies the San Pedro Ballet School, guiding students in the art of dance since 1998. The school has fostered hundreds of student talent throughout the years, most notably the one and only Misty Copeland. The mastermind is Cindy Bradley, who founded the school. With an array of lessons, recitals, and lifelong memories, life was going normally, and then the pandemic hit.
When we first became aware of the pandemic in March, we thought we would have to close for a few weeks, and we didn't jump into having our classes online immediately because it's pretty difficult to dance at home.
2 months went by until Cindy decided it was time to take the school online. Despite dancing as a class again, virtual dance has its limitations.
It's very difficult at home. There's not usually enough space, and the floors aren't conducive to point shoes and jumping, but it's so much more effective in person.
Cindy's words would come to fruition. What was the side parking lot for the school has been transformed into an outdoor dance studio. And for the past 2 months, Cindy's goal is to not only carry out the students' passions, but most importantly, to stay safe.
Everyone is socially distanced, masks worn all the time, which is another thing in the heat, dancing with those masks, but they have been suffering through it just to do it. I really got how much they needed it in their lives to go through all that they go through to be able to do it.
Aside from the heat, other challenges to dancing outside include the busy intersection the school sits next to and the auto shop right across the street. But for Zen DeRusso, she doesn't find it challenging at all because her biggest distraction is non-existent: mirrors.
I don't have the mirrors to compare myself to other people, and I feel that's a really huge problem I have. So being out here, I kind of like it because I am in tune with myself and I have to focus exactly on me.
Rachel Oberg, who's an instructor for the school, is fortunate to teach again in person.
The outdoor studio has been such a blessing because we've been able to actually dance, jump, turn, move across the floor and not be confined to, a 3-foot square in our homes, in our bedrooms and living rooms.
Dancers simply need to dance. For them, it's a lifesaver.
I feel like I've been brought back to life. I was starting to feel very down, as I'm sure a lot of people have during this time.
Without dance, I'd be miserable. Dance is like what defines me, and it helps me express myself.
Likewise for Kayla Alvarez, dance is an escape from reality.
When I'm doing ballet, I'm kind of like loose more. So when I do ballet, it's like calming for me.
Cindy reopened the school to serve the passion of the dancer's heart.
Well, for dancers, it really becomes just like eating and sleeping and breathing. It becomes part of you, and you really must do it.
Though the pandemic has affected the performing arts industry, the fight isn't over yet. It's possible to still be able to carry out your passion. All you have to do is be ready to take on the challenge.
It's those ones who stick to it and figure it out and are in it for the long haul that keep their creative juices going, keep inspired, and keep inspiring. Those are the ones that are going to make it.
That doesn't mean you can't work with other creatives to work on your craft or to prepare something that will be ready when the world does open back up. So just keep going is what I tell them.
I think it's very important to keep up what you love and just remember this isn't permanent.
You never know what you're given, and you just have to stick it out and be adaptable and follow your passion.
So stick it out and do follow your passion, because in the end, no matter what, the show must go on.